business owners, if you go out and buy a car, is it understood that you're purchasing something that is going to require you to invest money into fueling it? I don't think I've ever met anyone that thought that just because they bought the car, that it's going to fuel itself. I think it's understood that you are going to put money into fueling that car. If I've ever met anybody that thought that just because they bought the car, that it's just gonna like run on its own, I don't talk to them anymore. So I can't even remember anyone thinking that way. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because with most of our businesses, I think we should be thinking the same thing. When we get into business, it should be understood that we must invest something into certain parts of the business. Like again, your car, you have to invest in fueling the car. You also have to invest in maintaining the car. You also have to invest in keeping the car clean. I mean, the presentation of the car. There's so many things that you invest in for the car. The same thing applies to your business. I don't think we can circumvent that. We just have to get into this mentality that we should be, and we should want to invest in our business. Not everything can be achieved through sweat. So an example would be like your marketing, your sales, your advertising. A lot of that it's required of you to invest into things. There could be software that you need. There could be automation tools that you need. There could be support that you need to help create some of these assets. You may need some support or console so that you can avoid making certain types of mistakes. I mean, there are so many things that you need to invest in to support your ability for your business to grow. I mean, going back to the car, like I'm sitting in a car right now, obviously, right? Whenever I get into this vehicle, I know that when I turn this thing on, I am now burning gas, right? So wherever I decided to go, I know, all right, my car is burning a certain amount of gas and my car has a certain mileage, and it's going to be worth me getting into my car to get to that destination based off of the cost of gas and based off of my knowledge of the distance of the car, that the car can take me with a certain amount of gas. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because I believe that a lot of people don't invest in certain parts of their business because they're not aware of what their mileage is or their efficiency within the business. So with my car, right? Let's say my car is at, I think, like 20 miles per gallon, right? So I need to go somewhere, like I need to go to the store, right? I say, okay, this store is 10 miles away. It's gonna take me 10 miles to get there, 10 miles to get back. So gas prices are about $3.75 right now. So I have to, in my head, I know it's going to cost me $3.75 to get from here to there and back. Is that worth it? And my brain says yes. Now, the challenge that most people have is in a business, they're not sure what a certain investment is gonna bring them. So if I were to say, hey, $10 can get you in front of, $10 in ads can get you in front of 500 people. Out of the 500 people, 50 of them may engage or click through. 20 of them might say, hey, you know what, I'm kind of interested. 10 of them say, hey, I want to take the next step. And 3 of them buy. If you're selling something that costs, let's say, $20, 3 of them purchase a $20 offering, you now made $60 because you spent 10, right? So now if you knew that held fixed across the board, you would invest everything that you had into bringing as many people as possible through ads, right? Anybody that says no to that question shouldn't even be in business, right? Like once you know that formula and the formula makes sense, you should be saying, hey, you know what? This makes sense. Let me do this. Let me ramp this up. Instead of $10, I want to put 100. Instead of $100, now I want to put 1,000. I put in 1,000, I made 60,000. Again, like now all of a sudden, like you're putting in more because you know what that efficiency is. I think a lot of business owners aren't investing in certain parts of their business because they're not sure what the efficiency is. So as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, I believe that the best thing you can do is to find your efficiencies. Again, your efficiencies, knowing your efficiencies is what helps you make business decisions. Coming back to the car, right? let's say I would hop in my car and I would say, man, all right, I'm turning my car on. I'm going that same 20 miles, okay? I'm going the same 20 miles. Now, in my earlier example, the gas prices were $3.75 per gallon. So I knew 20 miles per gallon, 10 miles. So I'm spending $3.75, right? Now, let's say that the gas prices were $15 per gallon. Now, all of a sudden, I have to think, okay, it's $15 to get from point A to point B and back. Do I really want to spend $15? I was only going there to buy a hamburger, and the hamburger cost $10. So I'm going to buy a $10 hamburger, but it's going to cost me $15 to get there and come back. Now, all of a sudden, I'm making different decisions, right? But the reason I'm making the different decisions is because I have my efficiencies. So with business, if you start to know the cost of the efficiency, you start to know what the ins and the outs are, what the expectations are from you investing in certain things, that's gonna be what helps you with making certain business decisions. Focus on the efficiencies. Focus on the efficiencies. Now, from an advertising standpoint, and that's what I'm going to speak to, there is something known as return on ad spend, ROAS. And so once you start to think about that, it does reframe sort of, where you're at, right? Now, if you, and I'm coming back to the ads example, when you think about what you're actually paying for, you're paying for access and the ability to get the attention of people who are on these apps and they have particular interests. The likelihood of them engaging is going to be at a certain level, and the cost of you getting their attention is going to be at a certain level. You have to start balancing all of this so that you can start to decide whether or not or how you should approach getting their attention. Attention is the most valuable currency now. All of these corporations all over the place, they're investing billions of dollars to get attention, to get your attention. People are putting millions, billions of dollars to get attention. So that means it's valuable. So, but you on the micro end, you have the ability to invest tens, hundreds, thousands into getting that same attention. The playing field is even now. The same access that these people have, all of these corporations have, you have. And that's what's making business blow up now. There are few gatekeepers. Years ago, a little history lesson. Years ago, in order to advertise, it was either through television, or you had to advertise through billboards, or you had to put your face on a park bench, or you had to there were certain things and there were gatekeepers, because how much do you have to spend to get on TV? You know how much you got to spend to get a billboard? You had to spend a lot, so you have to have the capital. So now all of a sudden you eliminate most of these business owners because they don't have that. They don't have the money. But now you start to look at it on a different, from a different lens. Like, I have the ability to get the same access, the same eyeballs as Apple, Microsoft, Jared's, Steak and Shake, AMC Theater, Spectrum. Like, I have the same access they have. So it's up to me. I just have to target well and know what I'm doing with their attention. Some of these people are spending money on advertising, and it's really not to get them to a certain objective. It's just for them to be top of mind. That's it. There's not a specific objective for some of these businesses, because they're already at that point. They're not sitting there thinking, oh man, like, I put $10 in, I need to get $20 out. Like, they're not thinking like that. They're just like, hey, I have $4 million to spend, and I need to at least get the attention of this many people, and that's it. And I'm anticipating and expecting them to come into my store. So objectives are different. But again, the access is the same. So it's really key for you to make the most out of it. I've been on here 10 minutes. Learning ads doesn't take 10 minutes, okay? I didn't even talk about ads for 10 minutes on here. I believe that when you understand the fundamentals, some other parts of this picture start to come together. And so if you've made it this far in the video, I'd love to invite you to check out my program. For your time, I'm gonna give you 5 days free access to the Ads That Attract program. Now, this is going to walk you through part of the science of advertising, specifically on social media. This is social ads, specifically on social media. I want to walk you through sort of the science, the concept of advertising, and then get you to start to understand targeting and copy and call to actions and objectives and stuff like that. I think it'd be very helpful for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, to be able to do some of the stuff yourself if you choose, or it'll also provide you with the ability to understand how you can contract somebody to be able to do some of this stuff if you don't have the time. All right. So somewhere around this video, there's going to be a link. Complete that little brief questionnaire, submit that, and that'll help you circumvent the paywall for now. It is a 5-day trial. So if you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to hit me up. After the trial, the reason why there is a trial is because I know that there are things that you just have to do, right? Like you have to start your ads. And then after you go through the ads, there may be some things that you have some questions about. So anyone that does subscribe to the full program, they have the ability to ask questions and also get feedback on things that are run past 5 days, all right? So if you need an extension on the trial, let me know, hit me up. I don't mind being flexible, but overall, the aim here is to help you out, all right? If you have any questions, as always, hit me up.